Hey, what's up, y'all? I am your girl Candy, and I got Avery Wilson right here next to me, and he's about to
Speak on it.
Ooh, that was an angelic speak on
Yeah.
it.
Speak on it.
So let me just say, before I even got a chance to meet you, I have always loved your voice.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. So I was super excited when, casting was happening and they told me that you were one of the people that they were looking at. I was like, ooh, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
Now, we already knew when we came with The Wiz,
Mm-hmm.
you had to come with it vocally because our people, you can't play with The Wiz.
No, we
and
be
they can't.
unimpressed.
Right. So I am pleased that everybody in this cast can sing their ass off. Everybody's doing their thing.
I say that all the time when people ask me like, okay, so how's the show? I'm like, I would love to talk about so many things, but it feels like the Olympics of voices to me. I'm like, you have so many different flavors and just different textures of voices. I mean, you go from Melody, who's like this big voice, and then you have like Nichelle, who's real sweet, but has like all this range, and then you got Phil, has this like rasp, and then you just get so many different things.
Yeah.
So, I love that. And I mean, I think that's needed because black can be, I don't know, it can be shown in so many different ways. It ain't just one thing or one type of style and I think the show really shows that vocally and then obviously in the acting and just in, the scope and the arc of it.
Right. Okay, with you are playing.
Scarecrow. Wow.
Yes.
By
Now,
my guy.
right, I saw your
Yeah.
tattoo. Now, with that being said, I mean, we know pretty much everybody has watched the movie, The Wiz. And you already knew you was going to be getting the comparisons to Michael Jackson. So how did that feel? Did you have any added pressure?
You know what's crazy? I met two people last night that said they never saw The Wiz ever.
Where y'all been?
I said, what's going on with you? What's happening in your life? But you know what? I was kind of prepared walking in for the auditions to get the comparison type of thing. And that's just what we do. I mean, we know it's like, oh, that's all we ever saw. It's all we ever see. So we already have the bar up here. And it's like, I get it. I think at first I was a little bit more on the anxious side because I'm like, ooh, what he did, I don't want to like stray too far away from it. Then I had to realize, I'm like, that's not what the show or the gig or what the character needs. Like, if I'm getting hired, it's because they want something of me. So I had to just do what I would normally do and like take the song and sit with it and then say like, okay, these are key things I want to keep. And then these are key things I need to change to keep my moments alive of who I am. Because Michael Jackson is the GOAT. We know that. The GOAT. But I don't want to be Michael Jackson. And I don't think he was trying to be anything else because before him it was Hit and Battle. And I'm more than sure I saw a photo where he went to Broadway and they were backstage in his dressing room. So he saw the show a couple times as well. And I don't think he was trying to do what Hinton did. So, it's the same thing. And I feel like right now what I'm doing is just trying to lay a foundation of originality or at least just what I can give so whoever comes behind me can do whatever they feel.
I feel you on that.
And some people came up to me too and was like, I'm so glad you didn't do what he did. And I'm like, I guess that would make sense with so many people that would have seen the Wiz and audition for the Wiz. They would be trying to come in and be, and I probably felt like I fell in that space too in the beginning, trying to do what I saw or what I would expect people to want to see. But you got to get away from that, and I think everybody in this cast does that, let alone myself. But
I would also want to know, like, as far as like you're doing, theater now, it's going to Broadway. But what was your acting experience before you did this?
none.
That's all I was like. I didn't think it was, but I wanted to
It was
say.
none. I mean, I went to a performing arts high school, and I did like one show. It was like cabaret, but that's not really like doing character work or getting into a specific space. But coming into this, I said, you know what? I'm gonna audition and I'm gonna see what they say, and if I get the role, I'm bust. I can cuss, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna bust my ass to make sure that I bring myself to it and learn and be a sponge. I think many people that don't have the experience in this space will come in and be looking around like maybe intimidated. But to me, I was like, let me see what this person is doing and how far the line is that I can go, or how far I thought there was a line and there's something more, because these actors that are experienced in this cast really push. They really go for it. And to see that every night was, especially in rehearsals, before we even got to touring or on a show, on a stage, I was like, oh, I could do more. I could do better. You slacking right now, and I don't believe in that, or do I subscribe to being the least in the room?
Oh,
Mm-mm,
absolutely not.
mm-mm.
Well, I would say that you are definitely killing it as far as the Scarecrow is concerned. I mean, I just think your role is hilarious to me. I mean, I thought, I mean, and I was honestly, I was impressed because I had heard that you hadn't done any acting before, so I was like, wow, you're really bringing it, for this to be your first, big role. Yeah, I just thought you did a great job.
No,
I
I
mean, you're
appreciate
doing
that.
a great job.
I appreciate that, and I think that response is helping me. But like I said, I'm watching like real actors every day, like that got skin in the game. I'm sitting up there with Kyle and Phil, and they've been doing this forever. I'm watching so many great people, Alan Mingo and Melody Betts, and just watching them. I'm like, yo, they really go to a place, that I look at them and I be forgetting in the moment, like, wait, this it's really you. So I'm like, no, I got to do everything that I can to do that. So I appreciate those words for sure.
So, how did you even come to audition for the role?
I heard about it through a couple of my friends who are in the theater world, and I was like, let me go for it because I did actually try out for the Wiz Live,
Oh,
and
okay.
I don't think that went well, but that's okay.
Okay, so why didn't you go well?
Um, I think in that space, I just was like, I wasn't in a good mental space to be honest to like try and give myself. I was really probably just trying to be Michael Jackson. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, I got the man tatted on my, on my arm. So I probably just focused on that. But in this space now, I kind of had to say fuck everything and everybody that didn't believe or didn't really give me the tools to believe in myself, because a lot of times you go through things in your own world, like in music, and I feel like I've been doing music for a while and people try to act like I'm not what I am, respectfully and disrespectfully if you would like to, and they try to act like I'm not what I am, and it really probably discouraged me for a little bit. So I'm like, me taking that energy and going to a whole new space where I have to prove myself all over again from the bottom up. I just didn't really know where I would fit or how I would excel, if I'm honest. And in this space, it really has reassured me that I can, I can be great. I can be amongst other people that have done this way longer than me and come in and still grow and see growth. And that's really all I care about. I don't really give two F's about many things because I know in life you can't care about everything. But I do care about growth. And as long as I'm growing on that stage, and from the time that people saw me from Baltimore, or even like, someone like you where you've seen me from Open Jar till now, as long as I'm growing, I don't care. I really don't, because that's what people will see. By the time I get to Broadway, they're gonna be like, damn, I remember when he was at this, and I saw what was going on, but it took a shape, it took a form. He's more in it, he's more grounded. So yeah, that's really what I
I
do.
think the cool thing about it is, especially with theater, it's like because you get to do a new show every day, so
Yeah,
you get to improve things, you get to change it, tweak it, however
for
you
sure.
think it should be, and so that's the super cool part about it. But I want to get into your music.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so right now you about to drop a single.
Yes,
What
I
is
have a
it?
single out called "Kiss the Sky." I did it with Louis York, which is Claude Kelly and Chuck Harmony. My guys,
Oh, I love them. I
my
love them.
guys. It's doing really well on the R&B charts. I think it's 19 right now.
That's
So
dope.
in the top 20. It's only been out for like 3 weeks.
Who did you distribute it through?
Through Word Workshop, which is under them. So it's independent, but it's with help with friends. But yeah,
Video.
it's not a video yet because I'm doing this and it's very hard. We only get one day off, everybody. I don't know if you know
Right.
the schedule of a traveling show.
Hard work.
It is not, you
Eight
know,
shows a week.
8 shows a week in 7 days. It's nuts. Well, really six because we only get one day off. But yeah, it was hard to do that. But I did shoot like some lyric videos and like quick stuff that I can do. And then in December, just a little shameless plug, I'm gonna be on a 3-city tour because I'll be on the East Coast. The 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd, Philly, DC, and New York, the Kiss the Sky tour.
How did you
Be
get
there.
3 days off?
We got a week and a half, and I should be sitting down, but I'm going to work, okay? Because it don't stop. The grind don't stop. Which you know.
Yes,
You
I
do it.
definitely
You do it
know.
on a high level.
So let me ask you, okay, because I mean, I feel like, and I'm just gonna be honest, I feel like you have so much momentum behind you as far as like what people have seen you do virally, right?
For sure.
But I don't feel like you've gotten enough publicity for your actual music or what you've done in the past. So what do you think is what's been happening with you as Avery the artist.
Yeah.
Like, how did you come into the game, and how is it that everybody knows you, but I'm still trying to figure out like how are we gonna connect with your music now? I know you just dropped a new single, but
For
I'm
sure.
saying when you first came in the game.
Yeah. When I first came in the game, cause it's you, I would be real honest.
Okay, please.
Yeah. When I first came in the game, I think I was really young. I was like 16 years old, and in the time I thought I was a little bit more mature or older than I was in the moment, and I wasn't. I got signed to a producer. That we all know. And then I got signed to a label, RCA, and did all that. And I think at that time, 16, 17, you think you know your ass from your elbow, and you don't. And with the music industry, they don't care about your age. So it don't matter how old you are. If you come in here early, we expecting you to know what you need to know.
Right.
I'll come in the room and they'll be like, so what temperature do you want it? I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know what I ate yesterday, and I'm 16. So I think it was a lot of that. It was a lot of trying to figure me out personally, sexuality, all these different things, which I feel like doesn't matter. And especially back then, those years ago, now everybody being free, everybody doing what they want to do, and nobody's getting the cold shoulder for it.
Nobody's getting canceled.
No.
But was that before what was his name? Frank what's his name?
Ocean.
Frank Ocean came out and it was like a really, really big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal. And honestly, I said it on Twitter that I was bi, and it was like a whole thing. And I'm like, I look back on all the numbers on my traction, and I was like, damn, I didn't know y'all even care that much. But I did that, and I think that was the focus. People were just so fixated on like, who was he singing to, and what is this and that, and I'm like, oh, I'm a little ass kid. At the time, now I'm a grown ass man, so it's different. I'll talk to you, straight to you. I have no problems. But yeah, I think it was a bit of that, and trying to figure out who I was signed to at the time, trying to figure out how to make the music for that instead of just making music, making the music for that. For who do we think he's sleeping with? Who do we think he's talking to?
Right.
And it's like as a little kid, you don't. I get it, but like I said, the business don't care about your age. We was focused on the wrong things. I had a lot of visibility being signed to Clive and RCA and all these different things. And I thought, that many things would happen. And I think there was a lot that happened for me and maybe not to me in my career. But for me personally, I learned a lot. I grew a lot to be able to stand like in a space like this where you got to do everything on stage, and you got to give your all, and you got to stand in who you are because it's going to be shown and people going to smell it. So at this point, I feel like people will be able to receive my music now because I'm more whole than I was then because I was learning. Still learning, but
Your voice is incredible.
thank you.
Like incredible, insane. Like
I really do appreciate it because
it's
like
unbelievable.
you.
You're
I'm
right,
not
and you everything that you could do with it. So with that, I mean, it's interesting because you're right. You came in at a time, I think, where it's like a transition of views from the people, I guess, and then social media and all these different things that probably made it hard for you to come into your own as a younger person or whatever.
Yeah.
And now, how old are you now?
28.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
28.
You grown. Okay.
Grown, you know what I mean? And I ain't 16 no more.
So musically, where are you? What type of artist are you now?
What type of artist am I musically? I think my music right now is exactly who I am, especially with the single I just dropped, Kiss the Sky. It's very sexy, but it's also like, to me, if I had to categorize it, it's a nasty gentleman. That's what I am.
Okay, nasty gentleman. I like it.
Because I definitely have respect in moments, but I also am going to get to it. I'm not about to play with you. I'm the opposite of the Scarecrow. Ain't nothing scary about it. So, yeah, that's where I am. But I just love everything that is the 90s. Like, I love the big voices. I love the big songs. But I feel like a lot of big voices, the people that can sing with an A and G, they don't really have no sauce. They don't really have no vibe most of the time, if I'm being completely honest. You look at them, you think they corny. They stand at the mic stand and they only do that. I don't only do that. I do a lot of things. And I feel like now, because I'm in a space, in a position where I can be saw, people can see all of me, and then they're going to be more intrigued the fact that they see me on stage and it's, well, I didn't know he could do all that, and I know, and it's not singing.
Time out. I didn't even know you could dance though. Like as
Many
the
people don't.
Scarecrow, now you doing moves, you flipping. I'm like, wait a minute. I had no clue. I
Yeah.
mean, of course, we seen, clips go
Yeah,
online with you
singing
singing,
for sure.
but I did not know you could like perform.
Yeah.
Okay,
And to
so
me, in my eyes, I've only been a performer. Now, granted, thank God for social media, first of all. And thank you to anybody that's ever fucked with me or loved me on social media because it kept me alive when I didn't have no music, when I was in like these weird transitions between being in a deal and not being in a deal, people believing in me and not believing in me, which is in everybody's story when you talk about music. But being on social media, all I could do was give you these quick tidbits of, oh, I could sing. It's like I wasn't trying to compete with other artists that solely dance more than they sing or do certain things. It's like, nah, I do a lot of things, but I'm not trying to like pinpoint nobody and make them feel weird. Like I do a lot of things. I don't know what to tell you. So being in the theater, I can do a lot of things.
what's your favorite part about being the Scarecrow?
My favorite part about being a scarecrow, I think that I get to be confident and vulnerable at the same time. Because that's who I am in real life, and I think that's my connection. So I would say that. But I feel like if nothing else, I just enjoy being in the moment and kind of getting lost in certain moments. Like be a lion, I'll be lost sometimes. I'm like, damn,
I love that
Michelle
song.
and Kyle and Phil, and we come together and it'd be like crazy. I get lost in No Bad News. I get lost in what else do I get lost in? Because that would be in. I get lost in You Can't Win too, because I mean, like that story to sing that all the time, it's like manifestation. You say a couple things a couple times every day, and you believe it, and you put that in your everyday. You kind of become that, and I'm like, oh nah, I can't become that though. Nah, I can win actually. I'm not gonna do that, but I felt that way before, so I can go into that place every time. Yeah,
Okay, if you had to pick somebody else's role that you had to do in the show, who role would that be?
The Wiz, 100%.
Oh, you would be the
A
Wiz.
100%. I'm trying to rule all this shit. You know what I mean? I'm Graham, baby. I want the collar. I want the cape. I want the green. I want all that. I want the
Okay.
top hat. I want to control everything. And honestly, I feel like in our version, he's a lot nicer.
Yes.
But essentially, in the original, he's a villain, and I like a little villain. I like a little villain energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your birthday when you sign?
My sign is a Cancer. I'm July 18th.
Oh, another Cancer.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
but I also feel like it's about your rising and your moon because also like your characteristics. And I'm not really like deep into it, but I've learned that. And my rising and my moon, and I ain't gonna give you my birth chart because I'm gonna try to go and do some crazy shit. But my rising and my moon is a Leo and a Scorpio.
How has this touring experience been for you?
I love touring. Michael Jackson, that meme if you know it. I think I think it's just the moving around. Like when we get to Broadway, we'll have a home where we can be and like always get used to it. Cause like like when we were in Cleveland, we was there for like 3 weeks, and you get used to coming into a theater and learning the sound because we don't have. It's completely different than music, which we've talked about. But you don't have no monitors on stage. You don't have no in ears. You don't have these things. It's like it's completely a different place that you're singing from. It's not like you would normally sing if you sing in your own shows.
Right.
So you learn the house, you learn, what the sound kind of gives back, or you learn, just the inner workings of the backstage and the gondolas and all these different things. But then some cities like Atlanta, which I wish we were here longer, but it's okay.
We should have been here
We
longer
should.
because
I heard,
y'all done
yeah.
sold out all these tickets quick,
I heard we did this in
fast.
the pandemic, but you know what? I have to just revisit this touring. But I think you all the different things that go on make touring fun, and the people and the cast, which I love the cast so much. There's not a bad bone in anybody's body toward each other. I think that helps. But the traveling and doing that many shows a week with one day off, only Monday, is nuts. And I know why when people do interviews, they be like, I don't know about Broadway, but it's cool. I have fun. Thank you. I get it. It's not you. Everybody ain't built. Everybody ain't built. And you know because you've done it. And I think people will come and enjoy the show in the house, and they'll be like, oh my God, the show. But I'm like, if you knew what it took, like if you knew what it actually took, and that's kind of life. But if you knew what it actually took, you might respect it a little bit more than you do. You might give a little bit more of a response to the people that are on stage. On the matinee shows that y'all tired and falling asleep because we see you on the front row, you might be up. You might be watching and giving us your undivided attention.
I feel like me personally, I've seen a lot of different shows or whatever, but
Yeah.
this show is definitely not a show you fall asleep on.
No, but I've
because it
seen
has
it.
energy from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, listen, I've seen it. My nephew, he was 1 year old. He came to DC. He was up the whole time and ain't say nothing. He's very talkative. He would disrupt everything and didn't. But you know, respectfully, I saw some of y'all sleep. Yeah, I saw some of
They
y'all.
was exhausted. They had a
Yeah, I
long
mean,
day at work.
they were elderly. So
Oh,
maybe that was what it was. But I'm,
Medication.
yeah, you know, but I'm just like, we're here too. We're tired too, respectfully. You know, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart with all the love that I can find to say it. We are here doing this job, loving this job, and you bought a ticket, or if you're a season pass holder, or whatever the case they call it, and you're here, do your best to stay up because it's worth it, and you'll leave feeling better than you did when you came. I can assure you that. But
okay.
that's to all of y'all watching that might have fell asleep. Maybe you don't know, but you will.
I fell asleep in this, not in this show, but I went to see
yeah.
another show.
Yeah. But not the Wiz. You're not falling asleep at the
No,
Wiz.
not at the Wiz. I didn't.
What?
And I've seen this show like what 6 times at this
A bunch of
point?
times, I'm sure. You've been in rehearsals with us.
Yeah.
And you ain't falling asleep?
No.
Wake up.
Musically, you
Yes.
just dropped a single. What's next?
Musically, I want to put out an EP. Probably geared towards the album though, but I just feel like people's attention span so much shorter. And I don't believe in wasting music. Like I think it's a time now where everybody just be throwing music out. But it's like music is, it's a spiritual thing. It's important to people. It saves people's lives. It's songs that I remember when I heard "Kick Off Your Shoes," and I'm like that made me feel good. Like it's deeper than just listening to a song. So I feel like I couldn't imagine if people just was throwing out songs and wasting them. And it's like I don't want to waste music because granted they like discovery, people will find them. But nah, like I wanna put out some music that matters and like let people get to see and feel and hear what my vibe is from me and not from a label or not from someone who I've signed to that's trying to show me and direct me. Like really get me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for sitting down with me.
Thank you.
And is there anything else you want to tell the people before we go?
Woo! You need to follow me everywhere if you haven't already. I'm Avery Wilson on all social media platforms. Get my new single, Kiss the Sky. Okay? And come see the show. Tickets are on sale, Broadway. Now, get it. You don't want to miss it.
All right. Thank you for watching.
Speak on it. Yeah.
Woo!